This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Hello and thanks for staying tuned. On the news this evening, President Buhari addresses United Nations Assembly, says government committed to fight against Boko Haram terrorists. A member asks Rivers residents to take steps to help mitigate effect of flood in parts of the state. A Rivers State government to carry out integrity test on collapsed building in Woji Obiakpo local government area. Number 14, China's central bank declares all transactions involving cryptocurrencies illegal. I'm Adedayo, Elusakin. And President Muhammadu Buhari says the government will spare no effort in the fight against Boko Haram terrorists, especially in the northeast. And President Buhari, who spoke while at the 76th session of the United Nations General Assembly in New York, also said that though the insurgent group has been weakened by the military, it is still active in the country, picking soft targets. Now, speaking on the country's handling of COVID, the president said the government has trained over 40,000 healthcare workers in infection prevention and control measures to combat the disease.
Over 40,000 healthcare workers have recently been trained on infection prevention and control measures with the support of various partners. Nigeria remains grateful for the assistance received from our partners and friends all over the world. Vaccination is the key to our safe emergence from the pandemic.
Meanwhile, there were counter-protests at the headquarters of the United Nations as President Buhari addressed the UN General Assembly. While one of the protests was organized by the Yoruba Nation and Biafra agitators, the other was held by One Nation Group. The Yoruba Nation and Biafra agitators had placards chanting, "UN, do something, your silence is killing us," and "Help Nigeria to save lives," among others, while the One Nigeria group held placards promoting the activities of President Buhari and preaching unity in Nigeria. And to Rivers State, where the government says it will carry out an integrity test within the next 2 weeks in a building on Park Mary Street in Woji Obiakpo local government area. Recall that on Tuesday, one person died and another got injured after flood waters caused a part of the building to collapse. State Commissioner of Urban Development and Physical Planning, Austin Banchoma, in the interview said that the building which partially collapsed will have to be demolished if the report of the integrity test recommends such step to be taken.
We came to see for ourselves so that we can make a better decision, to see if the remaining portion of the house that is standing is good enough to stand or we'll have to demolish the total structure. From what we've seen, it is clear to me that the structure needs to be completely demolished because what happened there is the soil, the stability of the house is no more, can't be guaranteed. An integrity test will be carried out in this coming week. And once the result comes up, and maybe in the next 2 or 3 weeks, we'll come and do the complete demolition of the structure.
And the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, has asked Rivers residents to take steps that will enable them mitigate the effects of the flood seen in some parts of the state. And Zonal Coordinator of the agency, Godwin Tapiko, told correspondent Martha Okere that with the climate change, the severity of the floods will continue to increase if nothing is done.
Citizens should help themselves by proper waste disposal. They should also help to clean their gutters, those gutters in front of their houses, because with the advent of climate change, the intensity, severity, and frequency of this phenomenon will continue to be on the rise. So it is for us to get this consciousness, get this awareness, and learn how to mitigate this flood risk and to adapt and continue to live with it.
Mr. Tapiko also spoke on the role of local government councils in order to reduce the effect of the floods on residents.
They can begin to identify higher grounds in the event that this flood submerges communities. Such vulnerable communities can be taken and evacuated to these camps. They should also begin to sensitize members of these local government areas, because we discover that disaster happens in the community. The community is in the local government. They should also begin to carry the people along by informing them of the danger that lies ahead.
The flood situation in Rivers State has continued, especially during heavy rainfalls. The state government has blamed indiscriminate dumping of waste in drainages for the flooding situation in the state. And a stakeholder in Oyigbo local government area, Victor Okpote, says the construction work by the state government on some of the roads in Oyigbo has contributed to the floods in the area. And speaking with our correspondent, he said when the various roads were constructed, drainages were channeled into homes.
Heavy flood have taken over the Oyigbo metropolitan area. The old Port Harcourt Road, the one they call Omondino Camp Road, they cannot just build. And the Omosia Road, where they call Omuwari Camp Junction, that is at Oyigbo here, the road connecting the old Port Harcourt Road. Each time it rains, floods ravage those environment. The reason is because the flood is moving to nowhere. The result of the flood is because the old Port Harcourt Road, this current government did in Oyigbo, there was no proper drainage that we requested that the drainage moves to Imo River. And the River State government also built the Oyigbo-Eleme Road, the Omosea area. Proper drainage was not done. The work they did there, they collapsed drainage into people's residents.
Mr. Akpote called on the state government to revisit the various roads and ensure a proper job is done.
River State government to revisit the old Port Harcourt Road they built in Oyigbo and underground tunnel drainage on that road connected to Imo River. Very simple. They have to revisit the Oyigbo-Eleme Road they did, the Omosea area, and do an underground tunnel in that area connecting to Imo River. So they have not done any of this. If they have done it, Oyigbo flood issue is a very simple matter that government can take care of. And it's not, I don't think it's something the local government can do. It's something that is within the jurisdiction of the state government to do the needful on it.
And moving on, the member representing Igbodo Ward 14 in the Sept Legislative Council, Honorable Bestman Azonwu, has cried out over the deplorable working conditions in the council. He made this known while fielding questions from newsmen in Port Harcourt. He said that since assuming office as councillors over 4 months ago, nothing has been done to provide a good working condition for the councillors.
Yes, it is worrisome that up till now, as a councillor in Iche, I don't have an office. Whenever we come to work, it's either we are roaming around or we are hanging with the security people. It is wrong. As a councillor, the council is dilapidated. The building is in shambles. It's a shame. It's a disgrace to our people. Everywhere is leaking. Whenever it rains, you can't go in there. The worst part of it is that women, our own mothers, whenever they want to do that or you want to ease yourself, they have to go to Ukenye communities to fetch water on their heads. Even the chairman himself, they have to go to the Ukenye communities, get water for him. We can no longer control that. Every time, don't talk. How long are we going to control to don't talk?
He asked a question why the local government chairman, Honorable Obina Ayawun, has continued to remain silent over these issues and called on well-meaning stakeholders in Iche to intervene. And some beneficiaries of the N-Power program in Ikure local government area have dismissed insinuations that they were being extorted yesterday. Our correspondent visited the verification center at Ikure Council Secretariat and reports that the exercise is going on smoothly. Now, some of the beneficiaries spoke to our correspondent.
At least I'm here today. The whole process is running smoothly. As you can see, people are going out and coming in. I just finished on printing. We were not asked to pay anything. We just finished now.
It's going smoothly. According to when you came, you go in, you do your thing, and you come out. I didn't pay any money.
They didn't tell me to pay any money. I just come now. We organize it, and it's going well.
There's nothing like extortion going on here now. Everything is going smoothly.
From the beginning of this exercise, we made lists. So what we did, we splitted them just like other local government to 200 per day. So because many of them are escaping from the office and they want to do and go back to the office, they want to come here and disorganize the effort of the people that came early. Because of greediness, they went there and told the list that they are not going to follow it.
Our correspondent also reports that the situation is the same at Obiakbo N-Power Verification Center situated at the Council Secretariat.
It's fine, but just that there were a lot of crowds before today. But when I went in there and I did it, it didn't take me up to 1 minute. It was smooth. But initially, we were also hearing they were collecting money from people to send them inside. When I got there, I didn't pay any money. I just did mine now.
The process here wasn't so easy because, number one, the systems were not many. It was along the line they now increased it. But as of Wednesday, the things started moving smoothly. So personally, I was not extorted, but I had people say they paid.
There's nothing like bribe. It's just for you to show your credentials. If they are complete, they will just do whatever thing they want to do. You turn print and you go away.
The process was very, very easy. I think I came in 30 minutes ago. Now I'm done with my verification.
As you may know, some NPAR beneficiaries yesterday alleged that they were being extorted 2,000 naira at the Ikwere and Obiapo verification centres. Well, still ahead, federal government bans students in senior secondary schools 1 and 2 from taking WAEC and NECO examinations. Please stay tuned. Welcome back to the major news on Nigeria Info. And the federal government has banned students in senior secondary school 1 and 2 from applying for and taking WAEC, NECO and national business and technical examinations. The federal government in a circular threatened to expel any SSS 1 and 2 students who take the exams. It said a ban will help maintain decorum and boost the standard of education in schools. Meanwhile, the management of the University of Port Harcourt has elected Professor Kingsley Obeti as the new Deputy Vice-Chancellor. Professor Kingsley was the former Dean of Humanities from the Department of Religious and Cultural Studies. He takes over from late Professor Andrew Efemili, who died last month. He has also resumed office.
And now, the business news.
In business, an onion trader, Alwan Ibrahim, says the IPOB sit at home is affecting northern traders as they are continuously losing profit. Mr. Ibrahim, who is the chairman of Onion Sellers Association at Gambia, told correspondent Master Okere that the decision of IPOB has resulted in delays bringing in foodstuff through the southeast.
Our drivers are complaining bitterly. Mostly they harass them on their way coming. Sometimes they will park for over a day before they will start their journey. It's affecting us financially. We'll buy it at costly price there. When you come here, we'll sell it very cheap. This is no profit. Whenever they stop that vehicle there, the goods will go rotten. By reaching here, we won't sell it what even we bought it from there. We'll sell it below what we bought it from north.
However, Chairman of Arewa Consultative Forum, Usman Ibrahim, said the IPOB sit at home does not affect goods coming in from the north because they do not have any business with them.
We are not looking at that one as a threat, and we are not taking it as anything. In short, we are not knowing that there is something like sit at home unless if a negative incident was happened, which involved killing of people, injury, and at the same time damages of property by the IPOB, but wouldn't affect any part of our business from the northern communities, especially in terms of haulages and transportation, this and that.
Take it away with the entertainment news.
R. Kelly's lawyer has compared him to civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. in the closing argument of the singer's sex trafficking trial. Devereaux Koenig said both men held the government to account, and he urged jurors to be courageous. The singer, 54, denies all charges against him in the federal case.
And now, updates on the sports news.
British #1 tennis star Emma Raducanu has split from coach Andrew Richardson just weeks after her US Open triumph. She seeks an experienced mentor to help guide her through her next steps on tour. Richardson previously coached the 18-year-old at Bromley Tennis Centre.
And now, we'll bring you news from around the world.
On the international stage, China's central bank has announced that all transactions of cryptocurrencies are illegal, effectively banning digital tokens such as Bitcoin. The People's Bank of China said virtual currency-related business activities seriously endangers the safety of people's assets, and China is one of the world's largest cryptocurrency markets. Fluctuations there often impact the global price of cryptocurrencies. The price of Bitcoin fell by more than $2,000 in the wake of the announcement. That's it on the news this evening. You heard President Buhari has addressed the United Nations Assembly, saying that government is committed to the fight against Boko Haram terrorists. NEMA has asked Rivers residents to take steps to help mitigate the effect of flooding in parts of the state. Rivers State government to carry out integrity test and collapse building in Woji Obiapo local government area. On the foreign scene, China's central bank has declared all transactions involving cryptocurrencies illegal. And that was the news. It's edited by Choma Ejnawafo. Contact our newsroom on 0818 90017. For more stories, do visit www.nigeriainfo.fm. Well, cloudy weather expected in Port Harcourt this evening. Well, thanks for listening. I'm Adedayo, Elusakin.